From the post-millennial, USA Today, with tremendous advice to Joe Biden, says to save America from Trump, Biden must drop out of the race. No, please don't. Biden, please, you're our only hope. You have to stay.
I want Joe Biden to be the Democrat nominee. I hope that's clear to everyone.
Right. In an op-ed published on Monday titled, "How Can Biden Save America from Trump's Return to the White House?" Drop out of the race. USA Today urged for Biden to drop out for the good of the nation and the party. Jeremy Mayer, an associate professor at George Mason University Schar School of Policy and Government, wrote for the outlet that Biden and GOP presumptive nominee Donald Trump are the two oldest among the most unpopular candidates in our history. The Republican Party, the piece stated, is stuck with former President Donald Trump unless he dies or is incapacitated medically, adding that he may have to win to stay out of jail. But there is a way for President Joe Biden to step aside, to voluntarily remove himself for the good of the nation and the party. He sincerely and accurately believed that he was the Democrat with the best chance to beat Trump. Now he is one of the few national Democrats who could get Trump reelected. No, wait, don't. Biden, you're our only hope. You must run.
See, I think they keep Biden alive and they want to push him down our throats because it's a ritual humiliation practice. I mean, they want to say, look how much power we have. We can put this guy who can't even walk and talk in the presidency. And it's very cynical. And that's like, this will make you realize we can do anything here to you.
That's the black-pilled view of it.
Yes, it is.
I'd like to give the white-pilled view of it. And that is, the Democrats have nothing. They are so flaccid right now. Joe Biden is the best they have to offer. Name me one Democrat that they could put up right now. Everyone's going to say Gavin Newsom, but I disagree. Maybe in the future, but right now, he's weaker than Mitt Romney.
Yeah. He's real bad now.
I mean, his policies are outrageous. California is a complete wasteland.
It's like, if you want to understand California, watch the new Fallout show on Amazon, which is in California, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's indistinguishable, if you were to ask me. I'm kidding, by the way. But the narrative around California's failure, Newsom can't do it. Come on, give me another Democrat. Who do we got?
I can name Democrats, but I don't think there is anyone.
No, name me a Democrat who actually stands a chance of beating Trump.
That's the thing. Like,
well,
I
with
can't
Russian
think of
help, Hillary could.
Okay.
I've heard Michelle Obama is a popular choice.
So Hillary is less popular than Biden.
Yeah.
Let's say, I don't know, Buttigieg, and the argument is he's moderately disliked, but they could shadow campaign him into the presidency. Maybe. I think the reality is Biden is there because the Democratic Party, because the Uniparty has evaporated. Mm-hmm. It is a withered, feral ghoul on the ground struggling to move.
It's time for libertarianism and libertarians to move in and seize the day.
Do you think they will?
It would be.
Well, I think we're going to be in the conversation more than ever. We're going to be pushing the Overton window toward liberty. We're going to get our principles and our views out.
But do you think you'll convert former Democratic voters to libertarianism?
Well, they have to go through a lot of decompression and other types of. That's the hardest batch to get. But I think Republicans will fall off into libertarianism thanks to once we show them. Here's the things that would really benefit America first, and this is what Trump's done. And look how much better this would be for America than what he's done. And I think that's the
COVID really.
Some people are saying Fetterman.
Oh my
well, this
God!
is the thing about Fetterman and Joe Manchin. Like Joe Manchin, a lot of more independent or old school Democrats like him a lot. And when he hadn't announced that he was going to retire yet, but there were a lot of rumors that he was considering a bid for presidency, either as a Democratic challenger or an independent.
No, that would bring my black pill back in, because if they do that, this guy is brain dead. I mean, he has real serious cognitive impairments.
Biden or Manchin or Fetterman?
Fetterman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's really in bad shape.
But I don't think they could pull another progressive Democrat right now, right? Like, the other thing is, I don't think Gavin Newsom would want to run and inherit this economy. I think he has a bad record and he doesn't want to be the one to have to fix this. I don't know that he could.
People are saying Michelle Obama. And I want to add something. I don't know that we have any strong evidence that Michelle Obama can actually handle good public speaking.
Or wants to run.
Well, but like, even if Michelle Obama wants to run, because that is the argument that Michelle does not want to run.
She doesn't want to.
But what is the argument that Michelle is a known orator who can actually handle a public debate? As Michelle Obama debated
there's no
on stage.
evidence of
I
that.
think she gave speeches as first lady. Like,
I think it would all be just identity politics. It would all be identity. And if you go too hard at her,
Yeah.
it's identity. It's you're attacking a woman. You're racist. You're
and
blah,
it's
blah,
to
blah.
try and milk the Obama name for a little bit more.
Well, yeah. I mean, clearly, it would definitely be a milking of the Obama name. But I think that her strength lies in the Obama name and her ability to capitalize on identity politics.
Yeah.
You know, people are going to be afraid to attack her. They're going to be afraid to go. I think Donald Trump would, go full out against her, but I don't know how that would go with your normies, because they already don't like the more coarse side of Donald Trump. So that's just my take on it. But I don't see her as actually being substantial.
I think Trump's going to win.
Well, I think
I do think it would be absolutely fantastic is if as the Democrats are imploding,
Yeah.
the Libertarians rise up.
Absolutely.
I would just say maybe it's a bit of a pipe dream, but the idea of the two parties being Libertarian and Republican would be absolutely fantastic.
Well, it'd be
really would.
cool. But the thing is, like, at least for me personally, COVID really blackpilled me on how much people want liberty. Right? Like,
Yes,
I think that
that's a
people
very
want
big question.
People want security more than at least nowadays, because we've had historically in the U.S. for the most part, people have been so free for so long that that they're so used to it. The idea of not being free doesn't really register.
It's not-
Safety is what they're
I
concerned with.
disagree.
Complacent about it.
I completely disagree. I think what we learned from COVID was that people were terrified and would bend the knee to a corrupt regime.
Right.
The riots show that people do want freedom, but that they're unwilling to actually do any kind of meaningful organization.
To get it.
So you get all of these states locking down. You get the governor of New York murdering people, and not just New York. You've got New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I believe it was Pennsylvania, as well as California. You got Michigan, nursing homes with COVID patients, and it's killing the elderly.
Yeah.
And people were angry. There certainly were people who loved to be a part of the mob. They want to join the communist revolution.
Yeah, they love totalitarianism.
But I think what we actually saw was not so much people don't want freedom, because they do, but they were unwilling to defend it.
I think people are. I do not think that people have a significant fire in their belly for liberty the way that libertarians do, and I don't think that I don't think that the libertarian argument right now is something that there is a significant hunger for. I think it's great that Donald Trump and RFK are going to be at the Libertarian convention. Hopefully, that means more people hear libertarian arguments and more people are brought to libertarian arguments. I just don't think that people.
I just want to say,
Yeah.
the Libertarian Party has a lot of wackos in it.
Listen,
Yeah, it
I'm not.
does.
Yeah.
You're putting me on the spot, Deb. Listen,
tell us about your party here,
there's
sir.
different milieus inside the party.
How many people are going to be naked this weekend?
Vermin Supreme is not running, so he will not be on the stage. But this is a character who wears a boot on his head and ran for president. But there are different milieus within the party, and I love the most radical milieu. By the way, they're having a party called Enemies of the State on Friday night at the convention. This is going to be big. That's my milieu. That's the one that I identify with. The most radical, and interestingly, Tim, the most radical people in the party are the people that are willing to roll up their sleeves and do work to actually make this happen, to make liberty come true. They actually go to bat for real. They don't just sit on the sidelines and criticize.
I think the Libertarian Party needs a better identity. But I suppose it actually makes a whole lot of sense. When you look at Jonathan Haidt's research on moral foundations, the only... So I love this, because at first they were like, there are 5 moral foundations. And then they met a libertarian.
Nope, there's only one. Just one. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
They met a libertarian, and they were like, this is strange. This individual is not registering on any moral foundation. Certainly that can't be correct.
Straight up autism.
And so what they ended up finding was there was a 6th moral foundation, liberty. And libertarians have okay, so let me pull up the moral foundations, actually.
It's hilarious.
Were you always a libertarian?
No.
So
I was,
where'd you start?
as I mentioned in one of the shows here, I was actually a Marxist. Okay, so I know exactly how the left thinks. I know what the premises are of their values and their philosophy, and I know how to debunk it entirely.
What made you change?
Let's do this
Sorry.
real quick. So this is a sample
Yep.
of a left liberal moral foundation's breakdown, and you can see care, fairness, loyalty, authority, and purity. These were the original moral foundations. But then they kept running into libertarians, and you can see libertarians are very low on everything except liberty, and liberty's higher than everybody else. And so they were like, "There's something else going on here." They created the liberty spectrum, and this is the interesting thing. So if you take a look at this, it's actually fascinating because it shows left, liberal, conservative, and libertarian averages alongside whoever took this test. I don't know who it is. The individual who took the test scored a 100 on care, an 80 on fairness, but loyalty is 40, authority is below 40, purity is a little bit above 40, and liberty is 23 or so percent. This is a liberal.
This is a socialist.
Right. This is
no
far
question.
leftist.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the blue graph, the blue bar, you can see that care is around 70%, fairness 75, loyalty is 40, authority is 40, purity is 30, and liberty is 60. This is your
Yeah,
average,
not bad.
average left liberal. Conservatives still score higher on liberty. Conservatives believe more in loyalty, authority, and purity.
Yeah.
And they have slightly less care and fairness. But here's the interesting thing. Conservatives are balanced. When you look across the board, conservatives rank around 65 to 70% on all moral foundations. It's a balanced moral view. Whereas libertarians are liberty and liberals are care and fairness.
Yeah, see, here's the problem with this scale, I think. And I know Jonathan Haidt personally. The problem is that it distinguishes between caring and wanting liberty. Whereas when you have liberty, you have the resources to care for people and you'll do it. But when the government is robbing you on a daily basis, taking X percentage of your money all the time, you don't have anything left. So
that's
they're
not
looking
liberty.
for caring from the state. That's where they want it to come from.
What you're referring to is loyalty and authority.
Okay, how so?
Well, so the idea that the state is taking your money is an
Yeah.
authority and loyalty question.
I think yes, it is. Yes,
So-
it is. But I think the care and liberty are they're posited as antipodes here, whereas I think they're
They
not.
are antipodes. The idea from liberals about care is you don't know better. So Bloomberg, for instance, we're gonna tax the poor
Right.
because they're stupid and they buy bad things. Liberty is let them buy whatever they want.
Right,
Care
exactly.
is no, they're hurting themselves, so we're in charge.
Yeah, okay, so what it really means is government intervention, that kind of care. In other words, we can't let
Well,
people
well, no,
alone
no,
because they can't be trusted to take care of themselves.
That's authority.
Okay, well, care.
So what I'm talking about is if you mix care and authority, you get Bloomberg.
right.
If you say care, it's someone who's like care and fairness really just come down to the idea of other people should be happy, but that is an ignorant impossibility in and of
Right.
itself.
Yes.
So this ends up you get a bunch of leftists who this person's actually I don't even know if they're a socialist because they don't have any authority, but they have no liberty. So clearly there's something at odds there.
Yeah, there's something wrong.
But care and fairness is basically just like if two people, look, a rich guy and a poor guy. Hey, that's not fair. But they're just stupid. They don't understand.
Right.
What is fair? Who's doing the most amount of work?
Exactly.
Liberty is the guy getting naked on stage at the Libertarian
No,
convention.
that's not my ideal. That's libertine, not libertarian.
But so this is the issue, I think, with the Libertarian Party.
Okay.
Is that when I'm talking to friends and I say things like, look, the Mises Caucus are actually pretty great. Listen to what they have to say. They point to woke libertarians who
There are
believe
some.
I mean, Joe Jorgensen.
Yeah.
Famously,
One of the guys that's running against me is, I would say, woke, and he's trying to hide it, but definitely.
Who's that?
Chase Oliver.
Yeah.
So what's his deal?
He's for Ellis Island-like immigration, and he's also he's pro-choice, bodily autonomy, and also he believes that people under 18, children, can take transgender.
So he's woke.
Yeah,
boy.
he's woke.
How is he a libertarian?
And he wants the state to take special care of these particular beleaguered minorities, if you know what I mean.
So how does he even in the Libertarian Party?
He's managed to mask his leftism with a little bit of libertarian rhetoric mixed in, and people that don't really understand the principles are falling for it. But I think they're going to be disabused of this weekend.
One of the challenges too is a large portion of the Libertarian Party is for open borders.
That's a mistake too. And he,
So it's almost like there's no unified party.
Well, I think it has a consistent philosophy. There's 3 principles: self-ownership, ownership of what you make, and the non-aggression principle. That's the core. But then you get into such issues like immigration, and people read the same principles differently in terms of those issues. I am not for open borders. I believe in invitation-based immigration. That is, if you're invited to come here and somebody's willing to put up, take liability for you economically, then sure.
Would you be for ending birthright citizenship?
Citizenship is not the issue. The question is whether they're allowed to come here or not, and that would be on an invitation
But people
basis.
use birthright citizenship as a way to legitimize their path towards
to
immigration,
come in,
especially
right.
if they've entered illegally.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one because I am for liberty, but I don't want people infringing on property that they don't own. And I think public property is really the property of taxpayers, whereas the state takes custodianship over it. I don't think that's right.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.